Hey, it's Hashima. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video, or tonight's video, is going to be the first in a series called What's Up Wednesday, where I talk about current events, news, and basically different happenings pertaining to Muslim women and women of faith. So today's first episode is going to be about Sondos Alqattan. This is a story that has been going viral almost, basically. Sondos Alqattan is a Kuwaiti makeup artist and influencer. She has like 2 or 3 million followers on Instagram and everything like that. So she made some statements. She made a rant video basically talking about the conditions and the new laws to protect domestic workers. She employs domestic workers, and she was really unhappy with the different laws that have been put in place to protect them. So basically the domestic workers, there was a Filipino domestic worker who was murdered and found in the freezer of her employer. So the Filipino government came together with the Kuwait government, and they passed labor laws to protect the Filipino domestic workers from being abused by their employers. And Sondos made statements complaining about the new laws. And so here's the deal. Okay, Sondos, I don't know what happens when people it's like people forget that social media is not their close circle of friends, and they start getting loose-lipped and start just saying anything, not thinking about the repercussions of those things. Hopefully that does not ever happen to me. However, I'm still human. There's so many different, so I'm going to start with the first point. The first point is that I watched the videos of her where she's talking about her disagreement with the laws, and the main things that she said on the videos that I saw was that she was upset that the employees, the domestic workers, get to keep their own passports. And the reason why that was a bother to her is because she was saying that I paid for them, basically. So if they decide to flee, if they have their passports in hand, then they can flee, which makes it sound like they're escaping from some prison situation or some situation that they're not there of their own accord, like they didn't want to be there. So if they get their passports, they're going to flee. So that already sounds like you're holding someone against their will. The next thing was that she was upset with them being able to have 1 day off of the week, which come on, that's like major overtime. You can't ever get off. You know what I'm saying? So that makes it sound like you're a slave driver, because why don't you want your employee to have a day off? Like, why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, for you to have domestic employees, you're constantly having days off. That's why you have a domestic employee. So it just makes it look like she is insensitive to the humanity of another human being. I can't say what her intentions were. All I'm saying is what it appears to look like. The other point that I wanted to make is that I'm in a Facebook group, and I don't know how many Muslims are in there, but there are a lot of non-Muslims in there. And a woman made a statement. Someone posted the article about it, and a woman made a statement, oh, that's Muslim culture for you. That's Muslim culture for you. And I got very offended, because I was like, Muslim culture, what does that have to do with anything? So she started talking about all the different things with people overseas and things like that. And I was like, but that doesn't have anything to do with Muslim culture. That's not what Islam teaches. So what are you talking about? However, when we as Muslims do things, of course people are going to be quick to associate it with the religion, with the people. So although we can't control that, still we have to be careful about how we represent Islam if it's incorrect. So that just overall made, I hate to say Muslims look bad, because really it's like we know what Islam teaches as far as slavery and things like that, but it still looks bad because she's a Muslim woman, and she's talking about why do they get to keep their own passports and a day off? Why do they have a day off? That's like ridiculous. On social media, you're dealing with all types of people all over the world. Like, I'm making this video with the risk that somebody somewhere in some country will see it, share it, you know what I'm saying, and it will go viral for the wrong reason, not for the reason that I intend. And I have to be careful about what I say. So it's weird to me when people just say things like kind of have loose lips, and it's like you're not thinking about how other people outside of your circle of friends who may live exactly the way that you do may feel about that thing that you're saying. It's just kind of like, Last point that I wanted to make was, outside of her thinking that her employee having a passport would cause them to flee or whatever, which why would you be wanting someone to be there who doesn't want to be there if they're an actual employee and not some captive of some sort? Like, sounds like that kind of situation that you wouldn't want to give your employee their own passport. Like, that to me is like, a tyrannical husband keeps the car keys. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm going to work and I'm taking the other car keys, so you can't. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why aren't you more concerned about whether your wife's happy or not versus trying to control whether she can or cannot leave? Okay, that was a little tangent, but you get the point. I was like, that makes her sound so suspect. Aside from the fact that it just sounds bratty, that, oh my gosh, you know, like a day off, like. But on another note, I wanted to mention one last thing, which is, what is the difference between a domestic worker and a nanny? Like, when people have a nannies that live in, and they live there 24/7, and they basically the parents don't take care of their children. The nanny becomes the parent basically, while the other people, you know, the parents and stuff, go live their lives basically. What is the difference? I feel like to a certain extent, this story was over exaggerated to make her look worse than she actually probably is. I mean, I watched a video and all I can say is what I observed, which is she looks privileged. She looks like a, you know, like, oh my gosh, I have to touch laundry. But who knows? Nobody really knows who she is or what she is or why she said what she said, what mood she was in. Like I said, we're humans, and then people on social media seem to forget that people who are not like them are watching their stuff. So I don't know. I just wanted to come in and kind of like just give my thoughts on it, tell you about it if you didn't know about it, and ask you, what do you think? Like, how do you feel about it? Is it as bad as the media is making it out to be? Or do you understand where she's coming from? Or, you know, what basically? So yeah, I just wanted to come on and make a couple points about this topic that's been going on, and, you know, coming from a Muslim perspective, I just kind of wanted to weigh in on the topic. If you like this video and look forward to the next episode in this series, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Also, when you subscribe, hit the bell button so that you get notified when I post videos. It's very infrequently. I haven't put myself on a schedule. However, I will be making an effort to make more videos and more frequently. So that's going to be all. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.